All right, boys, welcome back to the channel. We are here with episode 56 of our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode. And if you missed out on the last one, well, it was a bit up and down. I will say we went 24-15-2, which is good enough to place us third in the division, tied for second with the Arizona Coyotes. So obviously a big storyline there. Looking at the guys who are doing well for us, it's the boys that we know and love. Pete Lombardi, Matt Svensson is having an absolute resurgence, playing second line time with Dane Matheson and Eric Dowd. So that second line is doing amazing things. But Elliot Patrick, old reliable, and then Solomon Pyatt out of nowhere, hasn't grown in overall, but he has 43 points in 41 games. His former career high was 44 points last year. So in his sophomore season, he is really turning up the Jets, which I love to see. No pun intended there. Corbin Mills is having a resurgence as well. He's not even playing first line time, I don't think. I think he's playing second line time, first power play, and he's killing it with 42 points. So this roster is really coming together now. We're getting great top end scoring. It bottoms out a little bit. Brendan Meach is on pace for about 50. I'm not giving up on Brendan Meach yet. I think he could be a great player. 89 offensive awareness, 89 defensive awareness is a great base. Also, his skating is pretty good for someone who's 6'5", so he could be an amazing player. We just gotta, if we can find a role for him in the top 6, maybe that can be a little bit better. But right now, our top 6 is unbeatable, so I don't really want to give up a spot quite yet. Now, that being said, I'm a little bit disappointed in some of the guys in our bottom 6. You know, guys like Colby Stoll, who before was a great plus player for us. Now he's a -7. Jude Schultz, obviously, with his ridiculous decline for no reason whatsoever, he has dropped quite a bit. Darren Gomez, though, playing well in his rookie season, getting fourth and third line time, and he gave us 11 points in 41 games. We'll take that after his 124-point season in the U.S. Development Center. So we're going to take that and accept that he's one of the only plus players in the bottom 6. So that is good. Pavel Chubarov doing his thing on that second unit, and then Boris Nikulin. And then another place we need a bit of help is the goaltending. Mikhail Punanovs and Oli Kuta. I don't want to give up on these guys just yet. Both of them are medium elite, although Mikhail Punanovs probably won't grow too much more. Oli Kuta definitely has the potential to grow a little bit more. But let me take a look at the contracts as well, and then we'll get straight into those comments. All right, so great news. I did realize that looking at those goalie stats, the Mikhail Punanovs is able to be extended. And if we look to offer him the contract extension, he wants 1 year, $5.375 million, probably because he's having a really bad season. But for longer term, he wants a bunch of money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend him 1 year and then hope that he has another, fairly mediocre, nothing crazy type of season. And that way we can get him signed on long term for cheap if he plays a little bit better. So I'm going to extend him. We're going to give him another chance with us. He's playing bad right now, but I think maybe he can pull through, give the team a little bit more time to gel together. So we're going to go 1 year, $4.575 million from Mikhail Punanovs and see what he says to this. All right, next contract we're going to give up is going to be Dane Matheson. Now, for 8 years, he wants an absurd $18 million, but for 6 years, only 13.5, which I know is still crazy, but it does mean we can get him for 11.55, which is actually not a bad deal for him. He's having a breakout season. He's around that point per game mark, so if he can stay there for the next couple of years, this will look like a bargain in a few years, I think. So 11.55 for the next 6 years. I am down for it. Let's get it, Dane. And I'd love to have you on board for the next 6 years. So let's see what he says to it. Then we have to sign, Shane Pinto, Brendan Meach, these guys. So it is a bit of a busy off season for us, a bit more busy than it's been in the past. But I do have confidence that we have the salary to get it done. So going into the comments real quick, we start off with Alexander, who says, good call by the GM keeping the team as is through the halfway mark of the season. Though, Gavin, much like Eklund, probably would have went to about 70 points to maybe 90 plus, which is definitely true because San Jose is, their players aren't gelling together for some reason. But at the same time, San Jose is playing their centers as, top 6 guys, playing their centers on the wings. So it doesn't really make sense for us to pick up a guy like Jordan Gavin. However, Jason Robertson, on the other hand, it does make a lot of sense. He has slowed down a lot this season. He's not helping the Dallas Stars as much as he was last season. And Dallas has several younger, better options. They're also a bubble team. So there's a lot of factors going into this. Maybe them letting go of Jason Robertson. Then for us, our team has the same issues as it did last season, a lack of high-end scoring. in the back-to-back cup finals that we went to, we didn't really have an answer for those loaded teams, the Montreal Canadiens and the Detroit Red Wings that we went up against in the Stanley Cup finals. Svensson, he's definitely having a resurgence, but he hasn't really been an amazing playoff performer with us. So can we suddenly trust him to carry a really big load? Probably not. So adding a guy like Jason Robertson, who has been in the playoffs, who has had to carry his team through things like this, could maybe help us. And he's going to be in a reduced role, so he's not going to feel that type of pressure to really be the guy. So I do think Jason Robertson is a good call for us. And here is going to be the trade for Jason Robertson. So I'm going to give them Vishnevsky. He's a medium elite prospect. He's only 21 years old. This guy definitely can grow. He has 11 points in 33 games in the AHL, but he does have 61 penalty minutes, so it's kind of a reason that I don't love him that much. Decent shooter, decent puck skills, decent defense, pretty average everywhere. Skating is a bit rough, physical is a bit rough, but he's only 5'11". This is a guy at medium elite, only 21 years of age. He can definitely grow to a mid-80s level prospect. Probably not like 88, 89, 90, but he can definitely be in that 85, 86, 84 range in the NHL, in my opinion, I think, anyways. Just signed his ELC, so we're going to have to get rid of him, but we are going to be bringing in Jason Robertson, 37, but that shooting category, those puck skills, playing on our third line, this could be a huge boost to the bottom six, the boost that we desperately need. We're also going to be giving them Colby Stoll in return. Now, Colby Stoll has been great for us. He's been with our team for like the last 4 or 5 years. Yeah, 4 years. We signed him in free agency just on a whim, and he had a great season in that first year in free agency. Then another great season followed up, and then he follows that up with 21 points in 82 games is totally fine for a fourth liner, but the -1's a little bit low. And then this year at that -7, just dragging a little bit. So we're gonna get rid of him in exchange basically for Jason Robertson, also medium elite, and then we're gonna throw them a second-round pick in this year's draft because we do have quite a few picks to give away. We have 2 firsts. Remember, we also have, whose first is it? It's the Detroit Red Wings first-round pick, of course. So we do have their first. Hopefully we can get some use out of that, because Detroit is not a very good team, if I remember correctly. They are just outside the playoff spot, I think. So that's a bit interesting. Let's see what Dallas says to this. I hope it'll be a no-brainer for them, but let's find out. And they are not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. So we pick up Jason Robertson. That's going to allow Dallas to change up their lines a little bit and allow their younger players to play in some different and better positions suited for them. And hopefully that'll make them a little bit better. Okay, so for right now, these are the lines that we are going to rock with. So we're going to go Elliot Patrick, Pete Lombardi, Solomon Pyatt is going to stay on that first line for now because the first line has been unbeatable. Second line has been amazing as well, so they're going to stay as is. Third line is going to look like this. Jason Robertson's going to slot in on the third line. This looks incredible. We're also going to throw him on the first unit power play, I think. Maybe second unit power play. Shane Pinto in the middle, and then Brendan Meach on the right. And then our fourth line, it's going to go Darren Gomez is going to drop to that fourth line, and then Jude Schultz and Michael Poyar. Again, we are still in the mix for a middle six centerman that can play third, fourth line for us. Probably third line. Shane Pinto will come down to the fourth line for the playoffs. But for right now, I'm going to see how the team plays with this. If we do well, really well, maybe we don't make that change. I mean, I still think a centerman could do us well, but maybe a guy that's not going to cost as much as somebody who's like 86 overall. So I'd be more than happy to keep Robertson on this roster and hope that we can get some things done. I will change up the power play. Just give me a quick second. All right, guys, these are going to be the new power play lines here. We're going to go Brendan Meach in the center because he has the best face-off rating for it. Then Eric Dowd, Matt Svensson is going to be the distributor. Jason Robertson will be that finisher on the point, and then Aiden Stempniak bringing the puck into the zone. I think this makes sense. Brendan Meach has the best face-off rating out of all these guys, 76. I don't think Jason Robertson has a good one. No, he does not, 67. Before I had Solomon Pyatt back here, but I'm switching him up because Solomon Pyatt is playing first-line time, so I think that's going to give him enough ice time as is. He'll also get a few extra points playing with Lombardi and Patrick, of course, who are really amazing players. So I do think that that's worth the switch to up our power play numbers just a little bit. Okay, with all that out of the way, we can get started now with the simulation, see if we can start off hot. Let's start, let's watch the first game with the new roster. Nobody has signed their contract yet. Neither Dane Matheson nor Mikhail Punanovs has come to me accepting that offer. But that is okay. They can take their time on it. Here we go. Game number 1, game number 42 of the regular season, game 1 of this video. Let's start off strong. First period, that's, oh my God, 5-1 for us. Jason Robertson on the new power play unit gets his first power play goal. Dane Matheson with a power play goal. Eric Dowd, Dane Matheson, Matt Svensson, the second line. We have the best second line in hockey, bro. I don't care. We have the best second line in hockey. Second period, keep keep piling them in. And Dane Matheson, Solomon Pyatt. Of course, Connor Bedard is going to score. We've also allowed 3 goals on 20 shots, but I'm not worried. We picked up a new coaching staff for this very reason. I am not worried. This is going to be an easy hold here. And yeah, the boys are going to get it done. Jude Schultz gets in on the action as well. Hang on, Reed. This is a high-scoring affair now. We're up by 3. This should be wraps. It should be very easy to close this one out. 5 minutes remain. Okay, bring it home, boys. Nice and easy. Don't need to have an adventure here in the 3rd period. And I love to see a high-scoring game. I don't love to see 5 goals against, but a high-scoring game in our favor is more than okay. Dane Matheson's hat-trick, Eric Dowd's 4 points, Matt Spencen's 3. And the second line continues to impress their GM, and I hope their fans in the comments down there as well. So here we go. Next game up against San Jose, of course. Dane Matheson's on board. 6 years, $11.55 million. Maybe a little bit expensive, but as a second-line center, I'll take it with the potential to grow into a first-line center, an 88-level player, something like that. I will definitely take it. And Mikhail Punanovs is back for 1 year on a very cheap deal, so I love that as well. Now, this period, that's a win followed by a loss. Okay, love to. It's okay. We went on a 3-game winning streak there. A loss to Calgary, of course. All right, boys, after this game, I'm going to do the scouting, so I'm just going to simulate 1 game. Hopefully we can get a win, and we don't, we lose. So we're 2-2 with these new lines. Okay, it's not the end of the world. I would want to see a little bit better, a little bit of a better simulation, but 2-2's okay. Let me go do the scouts. All right, boys, we're back. We've got a tough game here against St. Louis. Ottawa, that's a beatable team for sure. Another tough game against St. Louis. Tampa's a very strong team. Let's go see Tampa. We haven't seen Sam Kennedy and the boys in a little bit, so let's go ahead and see them. That's a win against St. Louis, followed by a win against Ottawa, and then a loss to St. Louis. Okay, so 2-3 in our last 3 games here, or sorry, 2-1 in our last 3 games. 2 out of 3 wins is what I meant to say. We are still tied with the Coyotes, but we do have they have 2 games in hand against us. We are also tied with the Wild Card at 58. Now after that, it looks like the Kings at 50, the Stars at 48. So the Stars really falling out of contention without Jason Robertson, it looks like, but they were always a bubble team, so I don't feel too bad about it. Tampa's a very strong team here. Couple of less games played than us, maybe 1 less game played than us, but let's see Sam Kennedy. Let's hope that he doesn't go crazy on us. First period, that's going to be 0-0. Okay, shots 20-12 in favor of Tampa, but that score 0-0. Nice. Second period now. Period's over and another 0-0 game here. I am liking this goaltending duel that we have in store for us. Shots in Tampa's favor, but the Winnipeg Jets, we are fighting here. This is a very close one, a close affair. If it stays this close, maybe we'll jump in and watch some action, see what Jason Robertson looks like in our colors back there. And you know what? 5 minutes left. Let's go in and see. 0-0 game. This doesn't happen too often with our team. We are always in these high-scoring games. Jason Robertson looks massive, but I'm going to assume it's because that guy looks really small, because I think Jason Robertson is a fairly average-sized human being. Look at our stats. 97 offense, 95 defense, 83 goaltending, but goaltending doesn't really matter in this game, so let's take these guys out. Malone with the puck over to Rodin. Rodin shot. Big save from Mikhail Punanov, sorry. Let's get that first line out there because Pete Lombardi has that quick draw ability. And there we see Sam Kennedy on that far side, still sporting number 69 like he did with us. We lose the draw, unfortunately, but a big block from Elliot Patrick. He does not just score us 50 goals a season. He also lays his body out on the line, and that's why he's on this team. Slap shot saved. Okay. And now Seth Jarvis makes his way into the zone, drops it back to nobody, and Pessinen, their captain, he is a very small guy out there, but he is shifty. Pete Lombardi's going to race towards him off that puck, though. And now Elliot Patrick. Oh my god, Elliot Patrick. Yikes. He does not just score 50-goal seasons. He also block shot and gets hit, but oh, he gets right back into the play with a huge clapper that gets saved by Tampa's goaltender. What a sequence of events from Elliot Patrick there. And now Sam Kennedy, the former Winnipeg Jet, takes a shot on net, but Punanov steers that aside. Aiden Stempniak with that puck. He's going to find Shane Pinto. Third line out there. Jason Robertson out there. Shane Pinto shot. Oh my god, it goes in. It finds its way in to the net somehow. I don't know how, but Shane Pinto, he threw that puck on the net. It hits a couple of sticks, hits a couple of skates, legs. I don't know what went down, but it's going to end up in the back of the net thanks to the Christian Kyrou, the young Christian Kyrou, I was going to say, but I realized we are 15 years in the future, so he's probably in his mid-30s to like early 30s maybe. Offensive zone draw won by Dane Matheson. Pavel Chubarev out there. We haven't seen too much of him in the real when we go in and watch games either, but that's because he was on the third line. Bushinger's got that puck. He's going to find his way to Winnipeg Jets territory. Huge save from Mikhail Punanovs, who has been on his game here this entire game, I guess. He's been really seeing the puck well this game, and that is great to see. We want to give him all the confidence that we can. Another save from Punanovs, and Anthony with the puck behind the net now. Tampa's second line going to work. That's a big save. Shane Pinto is going to tie up. Can we win it? No, we cannot, and that's going to allow Tampa to gain full pressure on us. Pinto, you got to kick that out, man. Should have kicked it the other way. But either way, this third line is able to get it out of the zone, and now Jason Robertson has an offensive opportunity here. Chubarov to Robertson. Robertson trying to find some good fortune with this new team. He misses, or he doesn't quite get a goal or a shot on net there. But still a good drive to the net. Sam Kennedy now dangling around the outside. Gets poked off the puck by the young Chubarov, but now he gets it right back. Sam Kennedy! What a save from Mikhail Punanovs, who is standing on his head right now. Brennan Meach, number 6. Big boy. Brennan Meach again! What a save from Ekman! Now Jason Robertson has an opportunity. He's going to find Will Hoffman with the puck, who loses it at the blue line, but he finds it right back. Brennan Meach now to Shane Pinto. Shane Pinto tried to find Robertson on the back door. Couldn't quite get it to him. Pinto's shot is saved easily by Ekman, and Robertson takes a tripping penalty with about a minute and 40 seconds left in the period. We're going to be... No, it was Shane Pinto actually who took the tripping penalty. My apologies. I was about to start being angry at Jason Robertson, but no, Shane Pinto, that's a bad penalty to take with just 2 minutes left, my friend, because it means we're going to be on the penalty kill for the rest of this game. We got to kill it off. Lombardi, he wins the draw, which is huge. Boris Nikulin. Boris, you got to move that puck, brother. Owen Power loses it behind the net. You got to move it, Boris. Oh my god, he moves it out right into the slot, and Mikhail Punanovs bails his team out once again. Boris, what are you doing back there? Huge block from Elliot Patrick. That's why he's out there on the penalty kill. Even though he's a fantastic player, he's going to kick it back into our ozone, waste a little bit of time. And Owen Power, he's going to find Elliot Patrick. Elliot Patrick now, he has the chance to get a shorthanded action here. Power shot saved by Ekman. Reese with the puck in the corner. He's going to creep out and rip that short side. Mikhail Punanovs was doing everything he could to keep us in it, but there's only so much that one man can do, and that one just finds the back of the net. Noah Reese has a blistering wrist shot past the left glove hand of Mikhail Punanovs to tie this one up at ones. And with a minute left in the game, we are really feeling the effects of that Shane Pinto penalty, man. Dane Matheson wins the draw at center ice. Matt Svensson with it now. The second line goes out there. They're going to try to recoup our losses. Backdoor! Eric Dowd gets robbed by Ekman. Eric Dowd with the puck. Eric Dowd shot on net. Okay, we'll take that. Eric Dowd one-timer. What a save from Ekman, who was keeping his team in this one late. Now, 10 seconds left. The Tampa Bay Lightning have a chance here. Seth Jarvis's backhand is easily saved by Mikhail Punanovs, thanks to the great defense of Eric Dowd, I believe. And this one is going to overtime. Come down the other way. Eric Dowd finds Will Hoffman alone on a breakaway. This does not happen often, and it shows because he runs right into the goaltender's stick. Pete Lombardi in the offensive zone. He's going to win that draw to Corbin Mills. Slap shot blocked by Pete Lombardi for some reason. I don't know why Corbin Mills decided to shoot that right into his skates. Maybe he, I don't know, he didn't pay for dinner or something like that. I don't really understand it, but he can't find Eric Dowd quick enough. Pessinen, though, gets nailed by Corbin Mills. Love to see that. Now Mills is on a 3-on-2 the other way. Whoa, what was that? Why would you pass it there? Seth Jarvis has an opportunity. He back passes it for absolutely no reason. Mikhail Punanovs makes a sprawling save to keep the Winnipeg Jets in this game. What just happened? That was a series of horrible plays by both sides. Now Eric Dowd has an opportunity. Finds Pete Lombardi. I don't know why he passed it when he was on a breakaway. We need to change up right now. Let's get Aiden Stempniak out there. Those were horrible plays from both teams. Aiden Stempniak now. Stempniak finds Dane Matheson, who's in alone. The young kid. Can he make do? Yes, he can. Dane Matheson, his 23rd goal of the season, is an overtime winner. That is huge for the morale of the team. And we love to see a W in that column. And Mikhail Punanovs put on an absolute clinic tonight, as did Mr. Ekman of the Tampa Bay Lightning. But it just so happened that we got a little bit more support from the EA gods. All right, so that was a little bit fun. Let me know if you guys want to see more in-game action from me. I just wanted to jump in. I don't do it too often, but right there, I don't know. I was just feeling it a little bit. So it was a good game, 0-0 game going into the third. So I wanted to see if we could win it, and we end up winning that one as well as winning the next game against the Nashville Predators. We win it 7-3. Which is nice to see. Didn't mean to do that, but that's another win. Okay, and we are on a winning streak now. Let's just keep it moving here, boys. Up against Carolina. They're not an amazing team, but they could definitely take us out a little bit here. Brent Gallagher on waivers. I don't want that. I do not want that. We'll decline that for now, but thank you for the offer. Carolina win. Nashville win. Keep it moving now. Up against Seattle. They are a strong team. That's a win. Carolina lost. Okay, but a big winning streak from us. How many was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-game winning streak there. I thought it was a little bit more, to be honest, but I'm not going to complain about a 7-game winning streak, and it does mean that we are within striking distance of the divisional title. I will say the Wild seem to be winning a ton as well. The Coyotes didn't win as many games, but look at this. The Dallas Stars are still in contention for the wild card spot. We're only 1 point behind the Blues. And the other division, the Pacific, it looks like the Kraken have that. Actually, no, they do not. The Stars are definitely in contention there. They're only 2 points behind the Kraken, and they have 2 games in hand on them. So the Stars can definitely make a push here without Jason Robertson. We'll definitely take a look at how Colby Stoll is doing over there, if he's really doing anything for their team, but we'll also look at their other guys on their roster who didn't have as much of a role, but now obviously are being a little bit more elevated in their positions. But with Jason Robertson, we are playing very well. Let's just keep moving. Let's try to get some more wins here. If we lose a couple more games, maybe we'll take a break. Maybe we will, check the lines a little bit. There's a win followed by a loss. Okay, we are top of our division for now with 2 games in hand on the Blues. Good to see. Let's watch the Calgary game. Obviously, very, very sad news in the hockey world with the passing of Matthew and Johnny Gaudreau. I looked around the schedule to see if we played the Columbus Blue Jackets. I do not see them, unfortunately, so we must have played them in the first half of the season. But yeah, let's go play Calgary. And yeah, obviously my condolences to all of anybody who knew him or knew of him or anything like who was moved by him while he was playing. Incredible player, special talent, of course. Find an Uber, guys. If you're going out, just find, and you're drinking, find an Uber. Just call somebody find an Uber. Don't drive drunk. If you don't know what happened, Johnny and his brother were hit, unfortunately, by a drunk driver. So just make smart choices if you're going out. All right. There's a shorthanded goal from Pete Lombardi. Let's get back into some EA hockey. Okay, we don't have to worry about bad things going on in the EA world, except me losing the Stanley Cup Finals year after year after year, and that's a huge start. The new kids on the block, Jason Robertson, Jude Schultz, both scoring for us. Even strength. In the first period will end at 3-2. So Gavin McKenna, the new Calgary Flame, maybe he'll be the next Calgary Flame to get a 100-point season. Who knows? That's a rough way to end the period after we had a very strong start, but we will take our strong start from the first and we will implement it in the second, hopefully. Here we go. Second period now. That's going to be 4-3. Okay. Now, third period underway. What happens here? Power play opportunity for the Jets. It's a very long one, and Jason Robertson is going to find the back of the net. So I think Robertson on that power play, he's been working out big time for us, it feels like. Because I've seen him. I saw him in the first game that we simulated, him getting a power play goal. I saw him in this game getting 2 power play goals. So I'm going to assume that second, there's a Jason Robertson hat trick, baby. That's what you want to see. And I don't know. He's just doing his thing. I just want to make sure that it was a hat trick so I don't look like a total fool. Yes, it was. 2 even strength goals, 1 power play goal, 3 stars of the night. Robertson with 3, Tierney with 3 points, Gavin McKenna with 2 points, but it wasn't enough as we beat the Calgary Flames 6-3. So that's a 10-3 win followed by a 6-3 win. Next couple of games will definitely dictate how we go about this trade deadline. I'm thinking we definitely still need a center in some position, but Jude Schultz, I do want to see how he's been performing the last couple of games here. That was a head coach named Nieuwendyk that just got fired, so that's kind of fun to see. Will Hoffman has been injured until March 21st. Ooh, that's bad. That is very, very bad. We might need a defense at the deadline too now, because that's a lot. That's about a month away, a little under a month, but 3 weeks away or so. So we'll replace him right now just with anybody. But that's a 5-2 win, and we are on a 1, 2, 3, 4 game winning streak going towards that trade deadline. We are 40, 20, and 2, an amazing pace, and we are now tied for the best team in the league with the Blue Jackets. How fitting. Love to see that. Go Blue Jackets. Let's get it. All right, so just at the deadline here, just want to take a quick look at who's doing what for us. So Elliot Patrick, Matt Svensson, and Pete Lombardi are still our only point-per-game players, although they are killing it. Elliot Patrick with 33 goals, 74 points. Pete Lombardi with 39 goals, 67 points. Amazing. Dane Matheson is about point per game. Corbin Mills is still around that point per game mark, as is Will Hoffman. Eric Dowd has dropped down a little bit here. I'm also not seeing Solomon Pye yet either, which is a bit unfortunate. How is he? He's 54 and 62, so not getting the same amount of offensive production as he was. Maybe it's because the power play, he's not getting power play time on the second unit anymore. Potentially, but Brendan Meach, 40 and 62 is still good. It looks like Jason Robertson and Solomon Pyatt are tied. So how has Robertson been playing on the third line? He has 17 points in 21 games on the third line. That is amazing stuff. Shooting 15%. He has 4 power play goals, 6 power play points, which is almost the same as what he had in twice as many games with Dallas. So our power play is clicking at a very good rate, and he's playing 5 less minutes, and he's doing his thing over there. Takes it away more than he gives it away. I'm loving having Jason Robertson on the team. And when I said he was of average height, I was a big liar. He's 6'3", so he's a big boy. But yeah, these guys are playing well together. Jason Robertson's also, is he a plus player with us? He's a +3 with us. Okay, so that third line is a plus player with Robertson out there. That means Brendan Meach is playing a little bit better. Shane Pinto is playing a little bit better. Shane Pinto was only on pace for 41 points, I think. 42 points, I think. And he now has 33 and 62. So all he needs is 9 and the next 20 to get that pace. So I think he's pretty much just on the same type of pace. Michael Poyar, only 20 points in 62 games, but he is down to a 0, which is good for us. Jude Schultz still a -2. Darren Gomez +7 for him. Nice. 15 points. Pavel Jubarov is +30. So that second defensive unit is killing it. Thomas Ekman-Larsson with 5 points in 26 games, bringing up the rear. How are the goalies doing? I have seen some good games from Mikhail Punanovs. Let's hope that it translates a little bit better. 895, 3.21. It's a little bit better than it was at the start of this video. Uli Kuta has not played too much, I don't think. But yeah, we'll take it. We will take it. Having Solomon Pyatt not be up here anymore is a little bit disheartening, I will say. I don't know how many. I think maybe he only has 10 points in the last 20 games. So he's not playing at that same level. Now, a lot of it might be the power play, but if all of it's the power play, I don't know. That's a bit concerning, I will say. Matt Svensson has 16 power play points, 1 power play goal. So him being the distributor over to Jason Robertson is really working out for us. That's amazing. EA, I will never understand you. Tampa is 33, 21, and 6. They are a great team. And look, they're trading away their whole roster, man. They want to tank even more. 86 overall, 85, 83, 83, 82, 80. They're trading their whole team. Axel Sandin Palinka, who has been a Norris Trophy candidate in the last 4 years ago, and who has been incredible for them, scoring 50 points, 50 points the last 3 years. This year he's struggling, but he's on the block. Are you wild? That's crazy, man. That's so crazy. I don't get this, man. They're trading a lot of great players. Seth Jarvis is their first line center. He has 72 points in 60 games. They're trading him away. Dylan Anthony, he's their second line center. He has 47 points in 60 games as a second line center, getting paid a very reasonable $6.9 million. He's getting traded away. Makes no sense, bro. Here's something else that doesn't make any sense to me. So, Dylan Gomez, he's a 77 overall medium top 6 forward. Now, he is playing in the NHL, but he only has 15 points, okay? So, that's fine. But if we look up here, Jesus Parker has, 44 points in 50 games. He's a 79 overall, and he's low elite. Now, I would assume, and he's also younger. So Dylan Gomez has more trade value than Jesus Parker. Dylan Gomez is older. He's a lower overall, and he's less production in a higher league, but less production, way less production as well. Jesus Parker is a point per game player who is younger and better than Dylan Gomez, but he has less trade value than Dylan Gomez. I don't get this game. Now, I'm not going to complain because Jesus Parker, this means that he's a guy that we can kind of hold on to and maybe use for next season. He's listed as a fourth liner. He's a sniper, though, with only 3.5-star shooting, 20 goals in 50 games. Not bad, but it's just weird, man. I just don't get the trade values. Okay, guys, I think this makes sense here. Francisco Pinelli, I want him on the team, and the reason I want him on the team is because that third line is now turning into a little bit of a scoring third line with Jason Robertson as a sniper, Francisco Pinelli as a playmaker, and then Brendan Meach there, just a big guy who can get in the corners, do the dirty work. Francisco Pinelli with 5-star puck skills can really help that third line with their scoring, and it's going to alleviate some of the pressure that maybe a guy like Jason Robertson feels being the only point producing forward on the third line. Francisco Pinelli being on the team who has, he doesn't have great points, so I will say, only 43 points in 64 games as a second liner, but LA's not a great team. So I'm hoping with us, his production can increase even if his time on ice is going down a little bit. It's going to allow Shane Pinto to focus more on his defensive side of the game rather than offenses. I'm going to give them a second round pick. Also, Jude Schultz going that way just because he's, basically filling in that role, the center role for them. And then Kim Oduya, he's a two-way forward. He's got low elite potential, 66 overall. I think this is a fairly fair deal. They are getting a second. I was going to give them a third, but I thought that was a little bit too little value. Now, Francisco Pinelli's on the last year of his deal. Probably won't want to re-sign with them at the age of 33 when they're not a playoff team. He probably wants to go somewhere that's a little bit stronger. So they're going to lose him for free. Instead, they're going to get a second, a person to fill in for right now, and then a prospect with low elite potential. Again, might not become anything crazy, but could be, in that high 70s, low 80s category and be a decent player for them, maybe a bottom 6 level player. And a second round pick instead of a third. It's next year's second because we don't have this year's second anymore. We use that in the Jason Robertson trade. Let's see what they say to it. LA, they would do this deal. We'll have to call somebody up to the team, but I will take care of all that on my own. Thank you very much for your service, Jude Schultz. He came into the team last year and he played incredible. Unfortunately, this year, the EA gods decided to drop his overall for no reason whatsoever. But we love you. We appreciate you for helping us on that cup run. So with that move, the lines are looking like this. They're looking pretty interesting. Now, Shane Pinto has dropped to 84 overall now instead of his, 83 overall instead of his 84, which he was at the start of this episode. Little concerning. It means that he might drop even more going into the next season, so we might not have to be able to bring him back. But good news, Michael Poyar is up to an 81 overall as a playmaker. He could definitely fit into that third line as well, but we're going to keep Brendan Meach for now. Defensively, we're looking rough because obviously Will Hoffman has been injured, so I'm going to have to redo some of these lines for sure. We're also probably going to have to pick up a defenseman, just a depth guy, somebody who's around the 80 overall mark to help make us look a little bit cleaner out there defensively. Okay, boys, alert, alert, alert. I am so sorry. My recording got messed up. I just made a trade and I did a whole speech about the trade. So I'm going to put it on the board for you right now, and I'll give you the reasons why I did this trade. You just give me a quick second. So this was the trade that I made. Now, you have to remember on you got to flip the sides, okay? We got Engfist and they got Bouchens and the 5th round pick, okay? And here's the reason why I did it. Now you're going to look and you're going to see if I tried to give them this trade, they're not going to accept it because they have too much value. So they don't value Engfest that much. Now, San Jose, they are 10 points out of a playoff spot. They are not going to make the playoffs. There's only 20 games left. They're 10 points out. They are done for, okay? I know that it says that they're a buyer in the bottom right-hand corner, but they are not making the playoffs whatsoever. Now, the reason I like a guy like Engfest is because of his offensive and defensive awareness. 91 defensive awareness, 89 offensive awareness. It means that if he's out there with a guy like Jason Robertson, maybe that offensive awareness has some impact on, helping him produce a little bit more offense. Same thing with like Francisco Pinelli, guys like that. Maybe he can drive a bit more offense through the lines. But even if he can't, I do know that if you go in and watch a game, defensive awareness helps the ability to pick up a loose puck in the defensive zone. So if we're out there in overtime in the playoffs for some reason and he's out on the ice, then we can just, we can hopefully rely on him to pick a puck up. Now he's also 6'2". He's a left defenseman, but he does have a right-handed shot, which basically means he can play on either side. Although if I was the coach, I would definitely want to play him on the right-hand side. It says he's a left-handed defenseman, so I don't feel bad about playing him on that left side. He's only an 80 overall as well. Now, the guy that we traded away, Bouchens, is a 77 overall. He's got 77 offensive awareness, 92 discipline, great skater as well, pretty decent defense. He's a okay depth defenseman, probably a bad third pair defenseman, but an okay defensive or an okay depth defenseman, I would say. We were playing him in the AHL, so those numbers are AHL numbers. He's a plus 30 down there in the AHL, so he's doing his thing. And then we also gave him a 5th round pick for this year. I don't think Engqvist requires more than a 5th round pick, so that's the trade that I made. Really not a big trade or anything, but it is going to help us out because right now we only have 5 defensemen on the roster because of the fact that Will Hoffman did get injured for a couple of weeks. So those are the lines that we're going to do, and we are now ready to simulate the rest of the season. I will make a quick change to the lines, though, get Thomas Ekman-Larsson out of there, throw Engqvist in, and we have a 0 out there. I wonder what his chemistry looks like. He is perfect on the first line. Not that he's going to be playing first line time, but if we have a disastrous series of injuries, he can play first line time, I guess, if the absolute need arises. Also, his penalty kill, it said he fit all the penalty kill lines. Does he actually, or is the game being crazy with me? He does fit the second penalty kill, which is nice. He actually gives it a +2, and the other guys only give it +1, so maybe we'll keep him there. All right, boys, so I'm loving the lines. Let's get to the next game, which is up against the LA Kings. We will keep the current trade block. I will show you guys what happened in the trade deadline, who moved around the league. We were obviously pretty big movers, picking up Jason Robertson and Francisco Pinelli and Engqvist. So let's see if anybody else is on our level with the trade-wise, I should say. Remember, a lot of these names are going to be made-up names, and because I can't click on their names to find out who they are, we're not going to know too much. Like this guy, Valeri Tutin, no idea. Sheldon Sarno, no idea. Lassie Thompson, okay, 80 overall defenseman going to Toronto. Oh my gosh, Yaroslav Askarov is over in Buffalo, so he moves from Carolina to Buffalo, it looks like. Interesting there. He's still out in the East, so hopefully won't be too big of a threat to us. I mean, last words, right? Yusuf Valimaki and Bobby Brink go to Detroit. Dmitry Nabokov goes to Toronto. I think Dmitry Nabokov used to be a guy that we played against quite a few times. I feel like I remember that name. Dylan Anthony and Xavier Bourgault. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, man. Look, Florida gets so much better. Florida's a horrible team also, by the way, but they pick up 2 centermen. Dylan Anthony is like an 86 overall centerman or something like that. And Tampa's an amazing team, so Tampa gets worse at the deadline, and they give their players to a horrible team. Let's just take a look at this. Tampa's a great team. Florida's a horrible team, I'm pretty sure. I just want to make sure that I'm saying that right, but this is wild. Yeah, the Panthers are the worst team in their division, and they get so much better at the deadline, and better right now, not better for the future. And then on the other hand, the Lightning, they are 72 points. They are fighting for a divisional playoff spot, and they get so much worse at the deadline. It makes no sense. All right, also out here, Jacob Carpenter goes to Colorado, Lionel Marsh to Columbus. They also pick up a defenseman, okay. Arson goes to Colorado. It looks like they ship out a 2nd round pick for him, so maybe a pretty good defenseman there. Liam Greentree goes to the New Jersey Devils. I think I remember seeing him on the block. Defenseman from San Jose. They pick up a defenseman. They send away a defenseman. Okay. Then some picks moving around over here. It looks like Dallas picks up a right winger from Tampa. Hopefully that guy wasn't too good, but I don't really know their names. And then some seconds moving between Chicago and Colorado. And then we end with Jordan Spence being acquired by the New Jersey Devils. And Xander Recchi and Jay Banting go to the Edmonton Oilers. So interesting stuff. Very angry about that Tampa Bay deal. I hope that they make the playoffs still because I want my boy Sam Kennedy in those playoffs. And it looks like the Red Wings, they're also in a playoff spot. So remember, we do have their first overall pick. So if we could see them drop out, that would be nice. And they are fighting with the Canadiens and the Bruins, all, only 2 points behind with games in hand. So the Red Wings, they're in trouble a little bit. So let's hope that those other Eastern Conference teams can catch up. Now, going into this game, Francisco Pinelli is playing his old team. So let's see if he can make an impact on the third line playing with Jason Robertson. We also see the Winnipeg debut of Lars Engqvist. So let's hope it's a good one here, boys. First period, that's going to be 0-0 to start things off. Second period now, that's 1-1. Okay, it's Elliot Patrick scoring on our power play before Frederick Silverberg maybe scores on Olli Kuta. Olli Kuta has allowed 1 goal on 17 shots, and their goaltender has only allowed 1 goal on 30 shots. But Kuta is playing okay. I didn't even notice that it was him in the net until they scored, which is good to see because sometimes, your backup goalie is going to let in like 5 goals on like 10 shots, and you're like, okay, well, that's fantastic, isn't it? But Dawson Mercer does get a second one on Kuta, but no offense here, boys. Where is my offense? We can't find anything late in the game, and we end up losing that one 2-1. 5-1. Nobody else to blame but the offense. They have 40 shots, and Vorobyev stands on his head, making 39 saves. Great performance from him, of course. How did Francisco Pinelli in the third line gel? Were they a minus? They were probably a minus, right? Yeah, Robertson was a minus. Francisco Pinelli was a minus here, playing 14 minutes tonight. Okay, that's all right, boys. Let's get back into that win column, huh? What do we say? Also, you got to remember Shane Pinto's on a new line. There's a lot of new lines going around, some new faces in the locker room. Definitely have to give it a little bit of time to gel, make some things right. We get to play against Rocky Bomek next game. And let's go. Let's see the Islanders game. Sure, why not? It's not a team that we go and visit too often. Devils, that's a 6-0 win. There we go. 4-3 win. Nice. Seattle 5-1. And we're back right on the winning horse, winning 4 straight on that. That's a productive week, boys. We play every other day and we win every other day. Very productive week from us. Next game against the Islanders. Let's go and watch it. Why not? We'll just do it quick. No need to over commentate, I would say. First period here in this game, that's going to be 1-1. It is Chandler Stanton scoring on Mikhail Punanovs, and then Shane Pinto getting one on Mikhail Helmerson. 2 Mikhails in the net, although spelled differently, I believe. Second period now, 3-2 for us. Elliot Patrick scores 2 goals, and then Fox gets one on Punanovs, but third period starts, and very quickly our lead falls apart, and they're in the lead now. Okay, great third period start, boys. Come on. Gotta answer back. Power play opportunity for the New York Islanders, 5-on-3, and our penalty killers do their job. Now we need offense, explosive offense, but no. Kaliachonok gets his second straight. I'm not sure how to say his name, so forgive me if I was saying it incorrectly, and that's going to be a 5-3 loss. So both times I've gone in and watched games, we have lost, but in between those 2 losses, we have 4 straight wins. Bit interesting there. It seems like maybe the calendar sim is a little bit stronger than our slow sim, so let's see if we get a couple of wins here. 2 wins in the next 3 games would be nice. The Islanders are not a great team. That's a 6-2 win. Okay, Will Hoffman's now fully healed. We will continue for now. Stop the sim. 6-3 loss. Let me go switch these lines. Okay, so Lars Engqvist in 8 games with us. He's scored 3 points. He was a 0. Not too shabby whatsoever. Not overly joyed by it, but not angry at him at all. Will Hoffman will jump back in there on his line with Pavel Chubarov, and we're all set to go, I believe. So, next up, I do want to take a quick look at the third line, see how they're playing. Jason Robertson, what are you doing for me, kid? You have 21 points in 29 games. Okay, you're a -2 now, though, so hang on a second. Francisco Pinelli, you're -5, Francisco Pinelli. Okay, I'm going to switch you out. I'm going to switch you back out to Shane Pinto doing his thing. Brendan Meach -4. That's tough. I really thought Francisco Pinelli would be better with Jason Robertson, you know, having a playmaker and a sniper alongside each other. But I guess maybe they just don't gel so well, maybe. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. We're going to just do a quick change for the next couple of games, see if it does anything to help us out a little bit. But I'm a bit disappointed in Francisco Pinelli. Thought he'd be maybe a little bit better. Again, if we lose a couple of games here, we can always switch back out. We didn't have our full lineup in there either because Will Hoffman was injured, so let's keep that in mind, but that's a 2-0 win. Calgary now, that's going to be a 5-1 loss, but then a 10-5 win. Okay, so we're 2-1 in our last 3 games. We have 96 points. We have clinched the playoffs. We are the second best team in the league behind the Columbus Blue Jackets. Okay, I'm more than okay with losing to the Columbus Blue Jackets in this video. No other video, but in this one, I'll accept it. Philadelphia, they're a bad team. That's a win. Rangers, that's a win. Vegas, that's a loss. Okay, 2-1 in the last 3 once again here, and now we have taken the first place in the President's Trophy race. We also have 49 wins on the season, so I believe our season high is 54 wins or 50, something like that, 54 wins, so we're only 5 games away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have 6 games left. So I think we can beat our season high technically if we go on a rampage here. Let's go game by game, see if we can't do it. That's a win against the Vancouver Canucks. All right, boys. Give me the next 5. Minnesota, they're a decent team. They're a pretty good team. That's a loss. Okay, fair enough. We have 102, and we are still in the lead for the President's Trophy here, boys. Dallas, they are in a wild card spot. Sound the alarms. The Dallas Stars are in a wild card spot. They do not have it clinched quite yet, though, because the Kings out in the West, they are fighting, as are the... actually, that's kind of it. Really, the Kings and the Kraken, I guess, they're also fighting a little bit as well. So the Kraken and the Kings and the Stars all fighting for one spot, it feels like. So the Stars are very desperate to get a win here. Will they be able to do so against us? We're not going to give it to them for free. We do get a 2-1 victory over the Stars. We could have dashed the hopes of the Dallas Stars with that win. They only have one game left. They need the Kings and the Kraken to lose the next 2 games to the Dallas Stars. Oh, Jason Robertson, I hope you don't have any lingering loyalties over to the Dallas Stars. You will not be happy with us. Colorado 10-0 victory against the Colorado Avalanche. What a stamp, putting a stamp on this season with a 10-0 victory in the third last game of the year. Followed that up by a 4-2 victory, and these look like our lines going into the playoffs. I know Francisco Pinelli will be playing our 4th line for right now, but again, playoffs time, you switch things around. All the regular season lines go out the window, and I mean all of them. I mean first line, second line, third line, fourth line, goaltenders, penalty kill, everything. All lines are out the window. Even the shootout lines will switch up, even though there's no shootout. Who knows? Maybe it'll make a difference somehow. You have no idea how the EA simulation works. Last game of the season, we have not clinched the President's Trophy quite yet. The Ducks can tie us. I don't know if they'll get the win over us because they do have only 49 wins. We have 53. But I'd rather not risk it. And let's get a point here up against the St. Louis Blues. What do we say, boys? Last game of the season, game 82. Let's get it, boys. Let's get it. First period, that's going to be 1-0 for us, and it's Shane Pinto on the third line. The third line, man, they are very good with Shane Pinto. Without him, struggling a little bit, but with them, they are doing great things. Second period now, 2-1, and who is it? Matt Svensson of the second line. Of course it is, man. Robin scores on Oli Kuta, who's getting the start tonight. Yeah, give Mikhail Punonovs a little bit of rest. He's done his job over the regular season, you know, not having the greatest numbers, but Jaden Allman, of course it's Jaden Allman, man. And then it's Omar again getting another one on Kuda, but then we tie it up. Brennan Meach, third line, getting us back tied even here. But yeah, give Mikhail Punonovs a little bit of rest. He got a lot of wins for us in the regular season, so we'll give him a bit of rest here going on. What are we doing? We're taking so many penalties. Holy smokes. And this game is going to go to overtime. That clinches the President's Trophy for us, and that is a fantastic season. Now, can we get 54 wins on the year? I believe that would tie our franchise high in the wins category. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it would be a tie at least. So let's see if we can get the win here in overtime. Overtime, yes we can. It's Shane Pinto, of course it is. Shane Pinto, clutch performer. I don't really know why he's out there in overtime. I don't think he's on the overtime lines, but I'll take that. 2 goals, 1 assist for Shane Pinto, a goal and an assist for Matt Svensson, and the tying goal, Brendan Meach, to tie us up at 3 before allowing his line mate Shane Pinto to get us the game-winning goal in overtime. That's going to give us 54 wins on the season. And you know, at the halfway point, I think we were only on pace for about 48, so getting 54 here, that's a huge improvement in our second half. Really shows what a guy like Jason Robertson brings to the team. Brings that depth scoring up, brings that power play up a drastic amount. And oh baby, we're gonna get to him in a little bit. Holy smokes, what a season. What a season. Going to the entire league, we will take a look. We do have that President's Trophy, 54 wins, 26 losses, 2 overtime losses. Yeah, we were down in like 8th place, I think, to start off this video, so we will take that. 4.26 goals for per game. We know how to put that puck in the back of the net. We score about 0.4 more goals than the next best team, which is a pretty drastic amount, to be honest. We're dominating in that goal category. Goals against per game, not that pretty, to be honest. What is this? 8th worst, 9th worst, 10th worst, 11th. We're tied for like 10th worst defensive team in the league, so not fantastic. But no, wait, 10th best. We're tied for 10th best defensive team in the league. What am I talking about? Yeah, this is 10th best. Okay, 10th best, I can accept that for sure. Power play percentage, 24%. That puts us in the like top 6 or so teams. That's pretty good. And then penalty kill is 80%. I'll take an 80%. If you've seen the last couple of seasons, we've been down here with Calgary at 73%, I think. So I will take an 80% for sure. This is like 9th worst, 10th worst, 11th. We're like the 11th worst penalty kill team, but 80% is okay. And our special teams is at 104% collectively. So I'll take that. At home, we're 27-13-1. On the road, we're 27-13-1. So we are a perfectly balanced team. We're 8-10-0 in our last 10. We really had an absolute storm in the last half of the season, to be honest. Let's look at the worst teams in the league. Philadelphia, Nashville, Washington, Islanders. We got to see if Detroit missed out on the playoffs. So let's take a quick look at this. Florida, look at this. With all the changes they made, Florida bringing in some 86 overall guys at the trade deadline, they're still like one of the worst teams in the league. So that didn't do them very good. I don't know why their GM did that. He should have been trading away 86 overall guys for some first-round picks. San Jose does not have a good season once again. Let's see if Dallas made it as well, of course. Carolina, Dallas did not make it. They just barely miss out. The LA Kings at number 17 clinched the playoffs. That is rough. Calgary, so oh my god, Ottawa at 14. I would be fuming in real life. I would be fuming, but in this universe, I'm as happy as a kitten. Okay, Pittsburgh, Montreal, Tampa, Detroit does make it. They're the 10th best team in the league. So good season from them, 45, 30, and 7. That's terrifying. Defending Stanley Cup champions are back in the playoffs. Fair enough. The rest of the guys you can take a look at. Rocky Bomick and the crew. Melvin Barker and his team. Buffalo Sabres, they are 6th best in the league. Columbus Blue Jackets, rest in peace. There we are at the top, number 1. Feels good. Feels good to be on top. Now, you know who else feels good to be on top? It's Matt Svensson with 101 points in the regular season. His career high. You know, guy, you know, we really thought he was the key. We thought he was the guy in his third season? In his third season, he gave us 99. And in my head, I was thinking, this is him. He's our franchise piece. We are building around him. We are finding an excellent sniper to put alongside of him, a 5-star shooter, 99s everywhere, and he's going to rack up 100-point seasons left, right, and center. And then a 90-point season, and I'm like, okay, bit of a dip, but it's not bad. And then 80, and I'm thinking, what is going on with Matt Svensson, man? And so I demote him to the second line. And you know what he does when I demote him? He says, no problem, coach. I'm just going to go ahead and have a career year. So what really the thing was, I think, is putting two Matt Svenssons together. You know, we always said that Eric Dowd was kind of like a secondary Matt Svensson. He's like the Matt Svensson light, if you will. And, you know, Eric Dowd doesn't have a crazy season, only 78 for him. But Matt Svensson has 101. He more than makes up for it. That second line was tearing it up. And you know who else was? Elliot Patrick. Despite all odds, Elliot Patrick drops 3 overall. But he has a 94-point season, the best season of his career, despite dropping 3 overall for no reason after he scored 48 goals. He then scores 44 the next year, 94 points with 3 less overall. I love this man. Great stuff, Elliot. You are the sniper that I always wanted. And then down the middle, a bit of a competition here down the middle. It's not Pete Lombardi, as you might expect. It's Dane Matheson going above a point per game, scoring me 45 goals. 39 assists. We have so many guys who can put that puck in the back of the net. 84 points for him. Amazing season in his, third season? Yeah, his third season, his junior year, if you will. Third season here, 84 points. Great stuff. Pete Lombardi, 83 points from you. Is that also a career year? Yes, it is. Career year, 48 goals. And look at this, man. We have amazing goal scorers. Nobody breaks the 50 tally, but 48, 45, 44, 340 goal scorers. Jason Robertson with 33. Eric Dowd with 31. We have guys who can put that puck in the back of the net whenever they want. And that's what you need out of a great team. Also, Corbin Mills. What is this? Corbin Mills scores 83 and 82? Are you kidding me? He's just some random two-way defender. Well, he's not random, obviously, but he's our captain. He had an amazing 63-point season a couple of years ago, 66 a couple of years before that, but then he drops off a little bit. I'm not really thinking about him too much, and he surprises me. Boom, he's like a jump scare on Halloween night. 83 points in 82 games, plus 48. Can't say anything. I mean, I'm lost for words, bro. This is crazy. Eric Dowd with 78. Yeah, a little bit of a disappointment, but we have like 5 point per game guys. You can take a couple of nights off, no worries. He gets injured a little bit as well, so whatever, it's okay. Aiden Stempniak was 77, just casually. We don't even care because, you know, we have Corbin Mills scoring 83 points, but 77 from Aiden Stempniak is absurd numbers. Jason Robertson with 69. What did he do with us? 32 and 41 minus 4. Okay, so the third line kind of dropped off a little bit at the trade deadline. They fell off a little bit at the trade deadline. Minus 4 for him, but 32 points in 41 games. That's a 70-point pace. A little bit lower than, or sorry, no, it's not. That's a 64-point pace. What am I saying? A little bit lower than his pace with Dallas. But he was playing top line minutes with Dallas. With us, he was playing 5 less minutes a night. So I'm not too worried about Jason Robertson. He's going to do his role. He's going to get me those depth points. That's what I need in the playoffs. Now, Solomon Pyatt did fall off. He fell off the Mount Everest, man. He was on pace for 80-something. He ends up with 63, but he's a plus 41. So that first line, they are still getting it done. And he is not, the other thing is he's not hurting Pete Lombardi or Elliot Patrick, who both had 40 plus goal seasons. So I'm going to accept it. I'm going to allow it. We do have like a sniper, power forward sniper combination on the first line, which seems a little weird, but they're playing well together. So I'm about it. Will Hoffman, he missed 8 games, but he had 61 points for me, 61 points for two-way defenseman. We have a big three. We're like LeBron, D Wade, and Bosch on the blue line, man. It's crazy. A huge top three. Brennan Meach is next with 53 points in 82 games. As a third liner, I will accept it for sure. It's a career year for him as well, so amazing stuff from you. Francisco Pinelli, kind of disappointed, not going to lie. He didn't score another point after, that's bad. That's really bad, Francisco. But in the playoffs, everything's going to turn back around. It's okay. Shane Pinto with 43, that's above what he was supposed to do, plus 8 as well for Shane Pinto. Nice. Michael Poyar, you're up to an 81 overall, so I will allow it. Only 4 goals, 26 assists, so somebody who really passes. He only had 48 shots. Huge passer is Michael Poyar. Owen Power on the third line gets 23 points plus 6. Nice. Lars Engqvist only played a couple of games with us. Darren Gomez with 16. Okay. Pavel Chubarov plus 37, playing with Will Hoffman. Amazing. Boris Nikulin minus 6, but whatever. It's okay. Thomas Ekman-Larsson, you are our depth piece. And then in goal, thank you, Mikhail Punanovs. He gets his numbers up to a 901 save percentage. His goals against average comes below 3. He had 36 wins, 15 losses, 1 overtime loss, 2 shutouts. Great stuff from Mikhail Punanovs after what he had at the halfway point. I am delighted by his 901 save percentage. Oli Kuta, on the other hand, he remains a 79 overall, 880 save percentage. Yes, it is bad. It's bad. His numbers are not great. Only 18 wins, 13 losses. I mean, 18 wins is still pretty good for a backup. Played a lot of games. I don't know why he's playing that many games. I would have liked Punanovs to play like 62, 63, 64 games. Just give him 9 more games, 10 more games, and see if he can't win the Vezina. But it's okay. It's okay. Rookie skaters, do we have any? Yes, Michael Poyar is a rookie skater, 30 points in his rookie season. That's pretty good. 30 points in rookie season is pretty good. Darren Gomez, 16 in your rookie season. I will take it. And then, obviously, Kuda is a goalie back there as well. Let's take a look around the entire league, see who's going to win the scoring race. It's not going to be Matt Svensson. It will be Zach Benson, bars. Jaden Allman becomes next. Clayton Keller at the age of 38 has 107. Leo Carlson, 107. Connor Bedard with 106. Logan Cooley with 106, Trevor Zegras 104, same thing with Svechnikov at the age of 37. Then we get to Tanner Howe, Tim Stutzla, Henrik Hedstrom, and then Matt Svensson. So he's in like the top 15 scorers in the league. We will take that for sure. Looking at goal tallies, who will it be? It will be Henrik Hedstrom of the Toronto Maple Leafs. He was drafted by, oh my God, San Jose. That's gotta suck. You draft this guy as a centerman with like your 4 other 88 overall centermans, and you decide to let this guy walk away, and he puts up a crazy season. Actually, no, he wasn't. Wait, what the heck? So San Jose drafted him, put him in the AHL, and then either traded him or Ottawa signed him to a like an RFA deal. And then after they won the cup, probably is my guess, like a little after they won the cup. Yeah, he won the cup with them in 2034. And then 2 years after that, he leaves to go to Toronto. So interesting. The Battle of Ontario is a nice storyline here. But with Ottawa, he wasn't really doing anything with them. 80 points, 70 points, 60 points. Toronto says, hey, we're going to give you a spot in the top 6. We're going to give you our first center position, and you're going to run away with it and score 101 points. And he says, okay, I'll win the Rocket Richard while I'm at it too. Actually, he ties with Connor Bedard. And Bedard had more points, so maybe it goes to Bedard. I don't actually know how that works. But then there's Jaden Allman, then Lionel Marsh, who is an 84 overall sniper. 84 overall, 54 goals. Craziness from Columbus. Nice. Love to see it. All right, let's take a look at defensemen now. We very well could have won the Norris Trophy with Corbin Mills back here. Does our captain get it? Does he get it? Yes, he actually ties. Okay, he ties in points. So there's Malachi Cohen. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic there. There's Malachi Cohen, and there's Corbin Mills. Corbin Mills with 83, but he's a plus 48. Malachi Cohen's only a plus 31. Now, we have more goals, a bit less assists, a few more penalty minutes, which is not great in our favor, more power play points, and we played less time. So I think it's going to Corbin Mills, man. I feel like it's got to. More hits, less blocks. Takeaways to giveaways are fairly similar, whatever. I think it's got to go to Corbin Mills. We have a way better plus minus in less minutes. Maybe that takes away a little bit, but I don't know. But having the same amount of points in less minutes is pretty impressive. Aaron Kiviharju, but he's a minus 15. He's on a horrible team. He is dragging the Nashville Predators to the finish line. Then there's Aiden Stempniak, Leo Carlson, Brant Clark, Luke Hughes, Oleg Kozlov, and then Will Hoffman. So 3 out of our 6, half of our defensemen are in the top 10 for points defensemen. That's wild. Looking at goalies now, we will see Sebastian Cossa in spot number 1 with wins. Then there's Scott Carter. Then there's Blake Bertram. And then Kari Sappinen. And then Mikhail Punanovs is about 5th or so. But I will say Konolychuk had insane numbers. Let's go sort by like playing 50 games. And then we'll see who has the best save percentage. It is Keith Konolychuk of the Toronto Maple Leafs. He could very well win the Vezina. Also, what the heck is this? What is this, bro? Are you joking me? Are you joking me right now? Look what he does with me. With me, he puts up 901, 2.98, 907, 2.97, about 3 goals against average with like, what is this average? Like a 904, 903, let's say a 905 just to be generous. A 905 save percentage and a 2.97 goals against average. Then he goes over to Buffalo and he puts up a 928 save percentage, 2.32 goals against average. Get out of my face, man. Also, another bug here. He played 66 games. This is only looking at his time in Buffalo, this save percentage and goals against average. That's another glitch. Vorobyev is here, Scott Carter. The Vezina might very well go to Yaroslav Askarov. It might go to Askarov. That's crazy. Keith Konolychuk is up here as well. Yeah. I'm at a loss for words, boys. I'm at a loss for words. Rookie skaters, who's going to win it? 61 points for Corey Sofilis. Unfortunately, his team is garbage. He is playing with Connor Bedard, although I don't think he's on Connor Bedard's line. Is he? He's playing second line time. Tough for him because he's on a horrible team, but 44 goals in your rookie season, that is very impressive. Then there's Hanzus, an Ottawa Senator. Wow. So Ottawa miss out barely on the playoffs. But they do have this kid to look forward to, I should say. Radek Krejci, Jorgen Eklund. Where is what's his name? I don't even remember what his name is. Yeah, we're not really up here, huh? We're on the 30 points. There we go. Michael Poyar, 30 points, 82 games. That's okay. Rookie goalies, even though we have a rookie goalie, he's not showing up here, so fair enough. That's what the entire league looks like. Now let's take a closer look at some of our long-time friends. William Eklund with 78 and 82. Good season from William Eklund. He has dropped to an 86 overall now on the last year of his $10.35 million deal. Great player for them. Really, really great player. Howard Quenneville in his last season with Arizona, or he signed a 1-year contract, yeah. He's 85 overall, 30 goals, 43 assists, 73 points. A great contract, or a great performance from him as well. You'd like to see him maybe closer to that point per game mark, but not bad by any means. In Buffalo, Melvin Barker is still definitely doing his thing, now an 87 overall. Sniper, 5-star shooter, 43 goals in 82 games played, 75 points. And Liam Carlson is up here with 67, but Corbin Mills scored 83, so you are really nothing to me right now. TJ Ginla down here, Joakim Kamal, all these guys. Let's take a look at their defense. Defense, we see Brody DeMarchi with 22 points, and he's a plus 29, partnered with Gail Crabb, I believe, who had 20 points, plus 26. So they're defensemen. They have a big defensive core. They have a strong defensive core, very defensive. I don't want to say defensive core again, but they have a very strong D-core for sure. And then in goal, they've got Yaroslav Askarov, unfortunately, so who had a crazy season with them in the last like 20 or so games. Looking at Dallas real quick, let's look at their left wingers, just see what everybody did. Ilya Afanasenkov without Jason Robertson does score a point per game, 86 points in 82 games. That's going to be a career high for him. Nice to see. Timo Matanen now, I'm not sure how much time that he was playing, but he's only 71. Yikes, big drop off for Timo Matanen. That is rough for him. Played on forward line 1. Tough season from Timo Matanen. And then Cooper Murray as well, rough season from him. He should have been getting a little bit more time, but he did jump up to that second line when we took Jason Robertson. So I guess the second line just wasn't really gelling that well. Really rough season for Cooper Murray, but we gave them everything that we could. Colby Stoll, how did he play for these guys? 22 points in 41 games. That's great. That is very great. Where was he playing? He was playing fourth line time. Wow. 22 points in 41 games is amazing. 40 points for a fourth liner is pretty wild. -5, but I think they'll take it. Phil Inglis is out here as well, and he scored them 25 and 61. All right. Nico Tukio over here in Detroit got 33 points in 69 games played. 6 goals, 27 assists for him. Barely shoots as always. Only 5 power play points. I'm a bit worried to come across him in the playoffs in the Stanley Cup Finals, but obviously we have a long way to go before we get to that point. Now, Jude Schultz over here in LA, he did score 26 points in his season this year. 11 points in 18 games is pretty solid for a 79 overall guy. He was playing third line time as well, so they gave him a bit of definitely a bit more important role, and 11 points in 18 games is not horrible for a third line center who's only 79 overall. So I would take that if you're LA. Now we go over to New Jersey Devils, and wow, Rocky Bowman actually has a bit of a struggling season here. Oh, no, wait, never mind. I thought he was above point per game last time. No, 79 points in 78 games, another career high for him. 64 assists as well. That's a career high for him. And he's just such a great player, man. He's gritty. He's got great hands. He's got great defense. He can play your penalty kill. He can play your power play. He's not too fast with his skating abilities, but if you set him up, he can dangle around you like you're a toddler with mini sticks, man. Like, I don't know. He's got great hands. 79 points in 82 games. That's a good season for him. Over in Pittsburgh, we do see a continued fall a little bit for Cole Perfetti. Last year, dropped to 70. This year, he's down to 51 points in 82 games. This could be his last year. Winnipeg Jets legend if it is. 51 points, not bad. He was playing second line time, it looks like. It's right. It's kind of rough, man. It is a little bit rough for sure. Let's take a look at the Targaryen, Tero Karlathy, though. He is out here with +10. He's always their best plus player. I mean, I guess Valeri Tutin's their best plus player, but he's always a plus player for these guys, even though their team is horrible. So they'll take it. And then let's look at Gabriel Degla here. 31 wins, 906 save percentage, 3.07 goals against average. He's trying his best out here, man. And look at this. Sam Kennedy, a good season from him finally after his 90-point season with us. He's going to have a career high here in Tampa Bay, scoring 93 points and 40 goals. It's about time he showed up to the party, and he's playing first line time with Samu Pessanen. Looks like he's also playing like first power play, maybe even penalty kill time as well to get to that many minutes a night. 21 minutes a night is kind of wild. So for him to get 93 points, it's got to feel good, feel like a weight off of his shoulders. And I like the fact that he's thriving here in Tampa. Also in Tampa, of course, is Stefan Kreitzer, who had 24 points in 80 games. Pretty good season from him. +11 is not bad at all, and so it's definitely a pretty good season for Stefan Kreitzer. Yeah, as only a 78 overall, to get that kind of production is pretty solid. So that's gonna do it for looking at all the stats around the league and all that stuff. Let's see now who we are facing in round one of the playoffs as the President's Trophy winners. Let's make this curse not actually a curse. All right, boys, we're gonna go. Of course we are. We're gonna go up against the LA Kings. All right, let's take a quick look at their lines. I didn't think they were gonna make the playoffs, to be honest, but they do end up squeaking in there. And their lines look kind of interesting. So they have Juha Toparainen as their best player. He's a playmaker. So we need somebody to pass to. Eric Dodge is a two-way forward. Patrick Prindis, though, is a sniper. So it's Tuparainen and Prindis that we got to worry about on the first line. Second line does not look too threatening. Liam Brodin, we know a little bit about him. He was in Vegas last season, I believe, when we beat them in the first round. Phil Lotz and Dawson Mercer bringing up this second line as well. I'm not that worried about the second line. 53 points for Dawson Mercer, great plus minus though. Brodin with 63 and Phil Lotz with 41. Yeah, they're not a super high octane second line, but on their third line they do have Jude Schultz, and we know what former Winnipeg Jets can do to you. It's just such a staple in every franchise. When you trade away somebody in the same division and they come back in the playoffs every year and they make you remember it. Defensively now, it looks okay for sure. 80 overall, and then 89 overall. Brant Clark, he was one of the best defensemen in the league this year, scoring 73 points for his team. So they definitely have a defensive core that could be a problem mostly with Brant Clark. All these other guys not too worried about them. And then in goal, who is it? Vorobyev and Stefan Ullman. So we had a bit of a brawl with these guys right after the trade deadline, where I think they beat us. So let's hope that that does not continue over into the playoffs. I'm not too worried about them, but of course we know how the EA simulation likes to be sometimes. Sometimes the worst teams are amazing simulators, so you've got to be on your toes at all times. Never underestimate anybody in the playoffs. Any team can beat anyone, even though we did have 13 more wins than them. That is not what this is about. This is about getting the job done in the playoffs, so I hope to see you guys there. And if you like this video, give it a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace out.